Is it somebody I don't my call? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to talk about Cenat and his recent hiatus, plus his recent comeback, but landslide of a victory, and then talk about how he has been recently opening up about his mental health. And so, for all that, I'm pulling out some cards. Now, I have pulled out a new deck of cards. I am switching it up over here. However, Baby Crone is elevating. We've been working behind scenes on what my new name is going to be over here. And it has now been concluded that it's Lady L. So going to be Lady L, and then she's still going to be Lady Crone. So because of that, with that being said, new name, new cards. So with that being said, I'm going to play some videos with you to show you about Cenat. Now I'm going to show you, so the reason what happened with Cenat is after his Mafia Thon stream 3, he had went on a hiatus, and on this one, he's done it 3 times, and each time it's like last so many days, because he like streams for a whole month, I believe, nonstop, continuously stream in order to get those subs. And because of that, he has all those guests and different stars on there to keep the fans entertained. So here with Mafiathon 3, he had quite a few people on there. However, two in particular that are notable that I'm going to talk about is Ray J. And you know that we have talked about that on this channel before here, and definitely questioned that. And then another person was LeBron James, who helped shave Cenat's hair at the very end on the very last the day of the Mafiathon 3, and that was like the symbolizing of the conclusion of the Mafia. And then after that, he just took a hiatus from the internet, and then he came back and for the streamer awards, and he had 11 nominations, and he won all of those nominations. So congratulations to Cenat. Bust, boom, 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 bam. He is doing it out there with the career. He is like the #1 streamer, and the awards did not lie. So because of that, he has the awards and accolades to back up that he is the #1 subscriber. However, it's quite curious because he has signed to UTA 2 years ago. Yeah, so this was a 3-month hiatus, and a 3-month hiatus is a good enough amount of period to have a moment in time to really think, collect, because it's a season, and a season is 3 months, and that's when things begin, metamorph, and then change, and then you move on. It's like a chapter moving on to the next. So because of that, he has been through a phase in his life, literally. And let me play this video for you when he was at the streamathon. Not the streamathon, when he was at the Streamers Awards.
A lot of creators in here and everybody at home and the viewers and the streamers really take care of your mental health. I just noticed that recently I just been going through things in my head, and I was able to, turn to like anime, Death Note, Naruto, recently since I've been gone, and I just been able to, find happiness within that. But
so you hear Cenat in the speech, and honestly, just go look it up on TikTok or on Google, because each speech that he gave, he gave thanks to somebody different, acknowledged somebody different. He was just so thankful. He was so grateful. It was like Cenat was this new person. It's like once he went behind scene for 3 months and came back, he emerged as somebody new. And they always say that once you shave your head, you have gone through something. And I was quite curious if that, I get it. Especially because his friend DDG had just recently shaved his head after breaking up with his girlfriend Holly. And now Kai Cenat at the very end of Marathon 3, he suddenly shaves off his head and then he goes MIA off the internet. That's not a cry out. And then he comes back talking about his mental health, how he's been going through something, and that he had to really take a break for himself, really search within himself and experience and go through all those feelings. But I am not done. But this is just one thing that he had to say. And that was at the Streamer Awards when he made his first appearance in after 3 months. However, then he was recently on a show and then made this comment.
I appreciate everybody who's been sending me birthday wishes, as today is my birthday. So I felt like it was the perfect day to be transparent and honest with you guys. A few days ago, I spread awareness on mental health and how important it is to take care of yourself.
Sorry, Kai. And also, yes, he just recently had a birthday and he did this. Sorry, guys. He did this live stream and did this interview on his birthday or around his birthday, on his birthday. And he had opened up about mental health. And that was just on November 16th. No, not November 16th, December 16th. So because of that, he was just talking about this just a few days ago. And this is what he was recently talking about. And this was his sentiment. And he dove deeper into the sentiment and behind what he was talking about at the Streamers Awards.
Honestly, for the past few months, I've been struggling with mental health out of self-doubt and fright of pursuing goals that I really want to achieve. And the reason I've really been in my head is because I just wanted to do more. I've gained to realize that I'm a true creator and I'm...
Listen to this. This is very important. This is his realization. This is his big aha moment. This is the reason, the drive behind why I have been doing what I have been doing and why I've been streaming for probably since he signed to UTA 2 years, almost 3 years ago now. So think about that. This is finally where he's finally realizing, wait a minute, who have I been for the last year? Let's just say.
Very passionate about creating. And I have other goals and things that I just want to achieve and do more of. And I would love to show you guys what I've been working on for the past few months through my more personal page, which is KC3 Hidden. I am going to go private soon on that page. So whoever gets in gets.
And also UTA is United Talent Agency, and they are amongst one of the biggest talent agencies out there. And they are just recently starting to dive deep into the end of the digital influencers, because I liked what they said on their website, because this gave the exact sentiment of who UTA is and why they picked Kai Cenat. UTA, the United Talent Agency, is a leading global talent. It is a leading global talent, sports, entertainment, and advisory company. They represent artists, athletes, storytellers, and brands whose voices and visions define culture and shape the world. So because of that, that's who they want to bring out. And they saw Kai Cenat was doing it on Twitch because Mr. Beast is also a part of UTA. And you know, Kai Cenat has collaborated with Mr. Beast in the past, and also LeBron James is a part of UTA, and that was who helped shave Kai Cenat's hair off. So you got to start looking at the people that he collaborates with. I'm pretty sure he's had Mariah Carey on there. She's a part of UTA as well. So you got to start thinking about it. Has he hung out with Gunna Boy and all of them? You got to start thinking about who was all the different people that Kai Cenat has had on his streams that are not only a part of the United Talent Agency, UTA, but also So big namers trying to help push Kai Cenat more to different audiences. And the more you see Kai, the more you see him with this person, the more you're just like, oh, let me check him out. And then the more followers and the more he rises up into the ranks and becomes the number one streamer. And then that's exactly how he wins 11 nominations and wins in one night. And two people twice thought they was going to win. They had stood up. It was like, hey, let's go. And it was just like, nope, Kai Cenat. And it was like, oh my, it wasn't me. Yeah, Kai Cenat is it. He's the it boy right now. So because of that, look at what it has done to him to be riding high.
But I just want to let you guys know that sometimes it is important to take care of your mental health. And honestly, it's been getting better. It has. But out of frustration and fear, I just been in my head for some reason. I never had this feeling before, but I want it to be known that I truly want to create. And I don't know if I'm getting mature or I'm just looking things at a broad point of view, but I am so passionate about creating in general, and I'm excited to show you guys what's going on. Thank you.
So with that being said, I'm going to shuffle the cards and pull some cards on Kai Cenat and check on his mental health. He said all he needed to say. Okay. I'll put this back so I can shuffle it more on camera for you guys. Because these cards are already shuffled, but oh, if you guys were curious, the other deck I was using, which was the animal deck, used to be the Wild Unknown Tarot, and then this is called the Witch's Tarot. So the first card that came out was the Queen of Pentacles right now for Kai Cenat. Let's see what is at his foundation. The Hangman. Okay, let's just see. The King of Wands. I could see that. The Eight of Swords. Ooh, I like this. The Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. And this card right here flashed itself at me. So I'll just put it to the side here, just in case I might need it. So what I see here right now, what represents Kai Cenat is in the present moment, he is the Queen of Pentacles, symbolizing that he is abundant. His career is open, like he said, and like the past even said right here, the King of Swords, if you could see. The King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles go hand in hand with Kai Cenat when it comes to his mental health. Because mentally, he is the King of Pentacles. First off, the King of Wands. He's a fire sign, Sagittarius. So because of that, he's that fire energy that's always moving, going, doing something. So because of that, the creative energy just flows and courses through his veins. And he's starting to realize that. He's starting to come to find himself as he's turning 24. And he's trying to figure out what does he want to do with the next years of his life as he moves towards the later years in his 20s and approach closer to 30. And then because of that, in this present moment, as he said, he has so much open up to him. The opportunities are endless right now. I mean, as the number one streamer and all these accolades, it's easy just to sign a contract with anyone at this very point. So because of that, there's so many options, so many people that would want Kai Cenat, that his career is not going to be his pockets are not going to be drying up anytime soon. So because of that, that has him at this present moment as the hangman, as he's at the peak and pinnacle of his career. He's trying to think what is the best decision moves to make in order to stretch out the longevity of his career. Because the way he's going right now, he's going to burn out and crash out before he can even get to, well, he has enjoyed his success, but you know what I mean, get to really enjoy his career, because he would have been short-lived. He only was with this company for 2 years and then burns out. Just think about that. So because of that, all that energy within him, he has to finally take a pause, take a break. Doing that 3 times, and you do that a month, and I'm not sure if you did that within the same year, so that's 3 months. That's like a quarter of the year that he is streaming nonstop. And then he has talked about how he's had fears and is scared to sleep on stream because people are watching him. So because of that, he doesn't get full proper lack of sleep, and you can get so just think about that. Just think about all of those things that are contributing to his mental health, and that can bring and having to come to a mental break or take a mental pause and say, I need to step out and step away and really think and rethink what I want to do with my career moving forward, because he doesn't want to make any decisions that is not up his alley or what he really wants to do. He wants to get back to the roots, of what Kai wants to do and not what the industry wants him to do. So because of that, that has him here at the 8 of Swords, making him feel like he's bound because he has to do what everybody else says. But he's the creator. He's the content creator. He's the one that has the voice, that has the say, that he doesn't have to always do. He doesn't have to run himself ragged if he doesn't want to. So because of that, he's realizing that he doesn't have to just do anything that the industry gives him or anything that comes his way just because he wants an opportunity, just because he wants to come up, just because he wants to get his name out there, just because he wants to get the recognition. All of that comes with a downside when you're just grabbing, getting. And we see right here in the future, the Knight of Pentacles, we still see that he's on a journey. Is this knight moving? No, this knight is not even moving. And also, it's the slowest knight in the deck. So because of that, he is still taking a pause in his future. He's not quite ready to return. Like he said, he's going to have a private page. So because of that, he doesn't want to quite come back to the public audience as big and grand as he is. So because of that, he wants to inch his way back in. He wants to slowly and methodically move through and make money moves and not make not career moves, but make moves out of pressure. He wants to move when it feels time to move for him, and not time to move because somebody has put some fire underneath him and he feels like he's got to run, perform, and be the dancing person. So because of that, the card that flashed itself at me just to see what it was. Oh, the 7 of Cups. Quite interesting. We're going to put that as his block. And that's an even better block because the 7 of Cups, as I was talking about, is that exact sentiment. He has so many opportunities. It's the 7 of Cups. He can pick any one of those cups, and those cups always offer something different. And because he's an opportunist, that's just something that comes with mutable fire. It doesn't stay in one place. It is always moving and it's always doing something. He's going to find himself from one project to the next, doing one thing to another. Sometimes, yes, he completes his projects, but you know what? When you're always putting yourself in different places, you're never really giving your full 100 because you're always taxing and laboring, doing other things, so you can't fully commit to one thing wholeheartedly. And that's what he's starting to feel like. And like it's like other things are starting to be neglected, like his mental health. And because of that, even though he loves the fact that there's so many opportunities to him, and that's what he's dreamed about, and he is literally living his dream, it's starting to overwhelm him and overpower him and run him instead of he run it. So because of that, let's just see what the Oracle cards say here about his about the outcome with his what was the outcome for his return. What is the outcome for the return of Kai Cenat? Okay. When Kai Cenat makes his return in 2026, what is it going to be like? How is that going to unfold before the public's eye? That's what I want to know. Because right now we see the Knight of Pentacles and it says slowly and methodically and not moving too quickly. And the Hangman symbolizes at the foundation that he's not just going to do anything, and he's going to look at it from different angles before fully saying that he's going to commit to it, because he's starting to realize that he is the king behind the king and queen, but he's the authority in the high matriarch and patriarch that he has to react to and respond to, satisfy, whatever you want to say. And it's not the company. Even though he's signed to the company and he makes money for the company, he still is a person and has his own individuality and has his own autonomy, and he doesn't have to do whatever he's told to do just because it's brought to his way. So what we see here first is a conversation. I like that. A conversation in the future, possibly with his company. We see freedom. Now, does that mean that he's going to have freedom to finally be himself and be the true Kai Cenat, and that's not going to affect his contract? Or does that mean freedom as in the sense he's going to be finally released from his contract because he's not fulfilling it? But I don't think the company would just release Kai Cenat just because he suddenly took a mental health break and then has come back as a changed person, as people are saying. Yes, a changed person, literally, but people feel like he is different and that he is cloned, that something has happened, and get ultras. They're just like wondering all these things. Has he been got by the Illuminati? So there's all things that people are conspiracizing about what has happened to Kai Cenat in the 3 months that he was gone. And we see here in the future is bloodline. Oh, ooh, okay. Interesting. So every time I see bloodline, I always say that it's something that was destined and meant to be happening. So because of that, I feel as though I just got to pull one more card just to see. And a spiritual fog. Ha. Yes. A spiritual fog and the bloodline go one and the same, because the bloodline is the ancestry, like I said, what is coursing through his brains to blood, to be a creative, to be somebody who creates, that has so many projects. He wouldn't be a Sagittarius. He wouldn't be a philosopher, thinker, somebody who likes to think of ideas, maybe not create ideas, but think of ideas. Well, he is a creator, but create ideas in the sense of, when it comes to projects, he's original. Yes, he's original. I'm not trying to dig on him, but because Mutable is always about ending a project, but he is always a creator. So because of that, I see that he always starts the projects that he finishes. We clearly see that. So there is something in him that pushes him to drive, to do, to strive to be better, to be the best. And because of that, it's in him to maybe be an overachiever, and because of that, that fogs, that clouds his judgment, and because of that, he's unable to tap into what it is that is going to truly fulfill him spiritually, instead of just filling him materialistically and in the physical world. Because the creative drive that he has within him is spiritual. It's something that comes from spirit. To create, fire has to come from spirit. So because of that, all that fire that's coursing through his bloodline, his veins, his energy, his being, if he's creating in the negative instead of creating in the positive, then that's just going to drain on his spiritual and mental well-being, because spiritual is going to manifest mentally, then mentally is going to manifest physically, and then that's the works of it. So because of that, we see all that in the mix here when it comes to the future, that he's going to try to work this out and this conversations. So the conversations that he's going to be have is with his companies, because like I said, he's going to be starting off private, but in the future we could see that he is going to soon open up and then have the freedom to have everybody watch him after he starts having conversations with people privately, one-on-one, to get him comfortable, to get him back into the ease where he'll feel like he's okay to hear other people. And when you're in a close-knit community, it's better because whatever you say, yeah, maybe somebody might post it online, but if somebody does, it's not like you put it out there because you wanted somebody to judge you. You was just trying to be yourself. You was just trying to be free. You was just trying to share your sentiment. You was just trying to think out loud. And then and because of that, he needs to do that in a private, close setting because he's still a streamer. He still wants to do things. He still wants people out there. He still wants his name out there. So because of that, he's still going to have to keep that open and that lifeline out some way, in some sort of way. And doing that in a close-knit community by having a close account is the first step, and then moving forward from that to the public and being in a more free, open space and free to share himself more publicly, that will come once he overcomes the spiritual fog and gets more in tune with himself and back to his King of Wands energy, back to his fire energy, back to what was it originally that brought him here, to what he wants to do, why he wants to create, and how is he going to create? And is this it, or does he want to keep doing more? Does he just want to be a creator on the internet, or is there other things he wants to do? Like he said, fashion designer. So there's other things out there that he wants to do. This isn't the end all be all for him. And he got stuck and trapped in that box because he needed the Cenat name out there in order to branch out. But in that, he got himself lost a bit. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Cenat. I sure did. It was very good on his mental health reading. I enjoyed it. Please and thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't already and give this a thumbs up. Become a sunflower and spread those beautiful seeds and sunflower seeds all over the earth and spread it, because we need all that joy and goodness out on this earth for people like Cenat out there that struggle with their mental health, and they need to find or people out there that are trying to find their identity and find who they are, or people that are trying to find their place because maybe they just trying to switch careers, or they're not happy with their career, so they got to do something or figure out what it is that makes them happy. So all those different things. So for people that are out there, sunflowers to you guys. Seeds of joy, seeds of wisdom, seeds of positivity, seeds of enlightenment towards those, so you can have breakthrough and aha moments like this, like Cenat. So with that being said, please leave your comments down below if you haven't already, and hype this video up just to get that energy and good energy and good frequency to Cenat. And with that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers.